Yes, it's pike time. Come on. First things first, let's get some fish in the water, get that marinating, get the pike coming in while I settle my gear. And man, I am really excited. It's here. That'll do for now. Let's get the rod set up. This is it, first pike cast of the season. There we go. We are pike fishing and I'm really excited. I've been waiting for this. Fishing's been hard for me recently. Not just hard getting out, but when I'm there, I've not really been catching all that much. So this could be the turning point for me, I really hope. Fish are topping all over the place. In short, I'm where the river and the canal meet. It's where I started my season last year and had a really good session this time. It does seem to be one of those spots that's better earlier on in the season. And as the winter goes on, as it gets colder and that, the fish seem to, I don't know, retreat back into their usual haunts. Seems to be the case anyway. So that's what I'm doing. I'm capitalising on it now. Bit of a mouthful. So yeah, thank you for tuning in today. Subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. And yeah, I really want a good pike today. That would be brilliant. Just to hear those alarms going. Man. Oh, I'm ready. Right hand rod's away, someone's just opened the lock. A big push of water came out and I was sort of thinking, will this affect the fishing? Do you think it might stir things up a bit? And it's just gone. Although there's nothing there. Well, what actually happened is a big load of weeds obviously hit the line and pulled it out of the clip. Damn. So I've been doing it about an hour and a half now and nothing's happened, which is a surprise because this time last year I'd already gotten some bites and I think I'd landed a fish or two. So yeah, fish are rolling in the area. I think I've just got to cast around a bit more, maybe put some holes in the baits, get some more smell out, and yeah, I hope the pike respond. I think a crayfish has been nibbling away at that one.
Okay, right hand rod's just pulled out.
We're on. Our first run of the year, and it's come off and dropped the other line. Ugh.
Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the session. Really annoying because look at the conditions now. It's gone cold, dark, windy, moody, proper pike weather. But yeah, I'm gonna have to wind in and go. What I'm gonna do though, before I set off, is I'm gonna do the left rod first because that's the reel that's still got mono on it. Last year I put braid on my other rod and I got really into using it. I was just kind of seeing if I fancied it, and I do. So I'm gonna use my wrap sticks to take about 150 yards of line off that other reel. And then I've got the braid ready at home and we'll spool up with that. So then I'll be rocking braid on both my rods.
Boom, there we go. We are set up and fishing. It's a week later, and first of all, I know there'll be a lot of you screaming at your phones, TVs, whatever, saying you should be barbel fishing. The river is up a touch, it's mild, a bit moody. Yeah, I should probably be barbel fishing, but I want to catch a pike. I want to get off the mark, and I can't stay into the evening today, which would be ideal if I was barbel fishing. But for pike fishing, I tend to find that you don't necessarily have to do early mornings and early nights, like perhaps they're early nights, late nights. Perhaps it is a little bit better, but you can catch many pike during the day, whereas barbel, particularly on a lot of the pressured stretches I fish, don't really show as much during the day. So yeah, I've come pike fishing, I know. Should be barbel fishing, but anyway, doesn't line up. I wanted to fish that spot again. I wanted redemption there, but there was an angler, there was actually two anglers in it. And then there was two anglers on the opposite bank, and then there was two anglers walking ahead of me as well when I turned up. I'm a little bit late this morning, it's about 11 now. Basically we had plans for the day, but they fell through, so I've come out fishing. Yeah, so I've come a lot further downstream. This is what I do. Let me put you down. Oh, let's talk about this for a moment. The old putting too much pressure on pike and all that, not exposing areas to loads of angling pressure. You know, I've seen 6 anglers up there, so what have I done? I've gone on a long walk and I've come down this way. That's kind of what I do in my fishing in general. If I see anglers, I just go the opposite way. I don't like fishing next to other people, not just because I'm antisocial, but because I always think, like, if they're in the best swim, or if they're in what they think is the best swim, is the spot next to them the second best swim? Probably not. I'm better off going and finding my own best swim. That's the way I think. And then I've caught the fish all off my own my own knowledge. That's the way I like to do it, and it gives me a lot of satisfaction. In pike fishing in particular, you don't want to overpressure areas. Now I've seen that this stretch is getting a lot of anglers. I won't fish up there again for a good couple of weeks, and let's face it, when it starts getting colder, when the snow starts appearing, when the banks are muddy, people will disappear, and I will have a lot of stretches to myself, and that's fine. I don't blame anyone, you know. If you want to stay inside on a cold, wet day, I ain't gonna judge you. You know, I probably should be doing the same. But yeah, I'll give that a rest and I'll go somewhere else. And it means as well that I'm not making videos in the same spot every time and then people follow me about. But I will say though that if you recognise the background, if you recognise the river, then you must have been here before, or you know about it already. So my video isn't telling new people where I am, because I never say where I am anyway. But yeah, I'm happy. River's up a touch, fishing close in because I'm hoping that will have pushed for fishing. got 3 spots to try. Let's get tidied up. Ooh, about 40 minutes without a bite, so I'm just going to recast them. Actually just went back through one of my old videos from this spot, and I caught the fish a little bit further out, so I'll do that. Also swap the rods over so they've got a different bait in the spots. Not that I think that makes a massive difference, but it might make some difference. Crayfish. Seen that little bugger? Well, he's got a one-way ticket, unfortunately. Right, I'll come back for you. I've given it a couple of hours and all I've caught is 2 crayfish, so it's time to move on to the next one. Just look at what they've done to that. I'm sure a pike would still take it, but it's not ideal, is it? Oh, there's another one. That's a big one. It's really bad. Never known it like this down here. Go, you deep, man. So new swim, a bit deeper here, and I did sneak off ahead of myself and put a few bits of fish in. Hopefully not just to feed the crayfish, but we'll put the same baits out, and then if we need to, we'll change them. Get that net ready here. Right hand rod just did a big bounce. Hopefully it's a fish. We'll keep an eye on it. Look at this goose. Really weird, just walking down the path. Like a human. On its own. Where are your mates? You gonna bring me some luck? You gonna bring me a pike? Or more crayfish? Got nothing for you, mate. I don't think you'd eat a mackerel, would you? I mean, maybe you would. Right hand rod. Yes. Just got my sandwich out. I was actually just thinking, I never catch a lunchtime fish. You know, people say, put your kettle on, then you'll catch. Never happens to me. Has done today. Well, we haven't caught it yet. Oh, we're in. Hey, this ain't a bad one. This is a good fish.
We're off the mark, come on. Felt bigger than that when I first struck in, started pulling line back, but nah, you know, decent jack, this is good. Come on. I said nice jack, but it's actually quite a long fish, this. Could be a small female, but it's not too bad. Let's do the hooks as always. But of course you do the hook, you don't want to leave them in, are you? Let's see, what have we got? There's the hooks out. Must admit, a little bit of surgery needed on that one. Hooked a little bit deeper than I would like, but that's just early season for you. They're still going. But all I need to do is free the first one, pull the bait out of the way, and then I can see the second one and get it. I'm actually going to try and change my traces a little bit this season to see if I can combat that. But that's nice. That's what, £5, let's say. That's a good start, and it fought really well. What's nice is even though it's a bit of a dodgy hook hold, there's no blood there at all, so I'm well happy with that. This fish should go back strong. Couple of pictures, then we'll release it. That is cool. Man, I love pike. The colours, oh, everything about them. Oh. Okay. There we go, it's upright, spins are going, everything. Let's not waste time. You want to go, off you go. Whee. Put that in a tree, let everyone know I've caught. Since we've just caught on it, great time to show you the rig. So it is my normal free running sliding ledger rig, and what I do is I put generally a 3-ounce flat lead on a little ledger link that I tie myself. They're made from carp fishing chod rig material, and I put a big eye swivel at one end, clip at the other so I can change the weight if I need to. And I just think that that allows the line to go through a little bit easier than if you just went directly through the swivel on the lead. At least that's my opinion. And plus then, if this lands in anything disgusting on the bottom, your swivel is still sitting above it. That sits on a little running rig bead, so you've got the bit that your swivel pulls inside, a little bit behind it there that swivel can just sit on top of. It just makes it really aerodynamic for casting, don't seem to get many tangles, and it's nice and neat, kind of subtle and out of the way, and I think that's quite important. The trace is about 18 inches of 30-pound wire. I just like a good old-fashioned strong twisting wire. I don't necessarily go for the titaniums or multi-strands. That's what I've always used, and it always works. And on this one, it's your normal couple of size 4 trebles, all the barbs squeezed down apart from one that goes in the bait. And I put little red sleeves over the hooks just to keep those knots nice and neat. And when I'm reeling in and when I drop a bait in the edge, I can really pick it out because of those little red sleeves. So I think the fish can as well. That's the theory I'm going with. And I am going to slightly change my traces, at least on one rod this season. I did it last season as well, just to see if it makes a difference, see if we can be a bit kinder on the fish. After all, there are 6 hook points there. You know, you wouldn't do that in any other type of fishing. You certainly wouldn't do it in carp fishing. So yeah, I'm going to change it up a little bit. One thing that is different this season is I've got braid on both my rods now. This is, well, it's 20 kilo braid on the other, and that's what I used last season on one rod just to get used to it. And I found I enjoyed it, so I've put it on the other rod as well, but this one is actually 24 kilo because I did think that I could still go stronger. Like, it looked quite thin. So yeah, I've gone a little bit stronger. So that one's like 40 odd pound, this one's 50 odd pound. It just means that if you get snagged up, you can pull these hooks out of a snag or even straighten the hooks so you don't lose as much. If a lead gets stuck, you can snap that ledger link and get it all back, because in pike fishing, if you crack off or if you leave a trace out there with a fish on, you know, it's not like carp fishing or whatever. A pike will swallow that hook, will swallow the bait and just swallow all the hooks and die. So you need to make sure that you're not leaving gear out there. And of course, with no stretch in your braid, bite indication's good, striking's good, and playing them feels awesome. So yeah, really been enjoying using it. I'm going to put a roach on now, just mix it up a bit. Well, that looks more like a rudd, do you think? Upturned lip? I don't know, it's fat anyway. That's a fat one. That's going to be the bait I'm going to try now. And I caught that fish really close in, so we'll do that again. Gave it a bit longer in this swim, but nothing's happened, so I'll wind in, move on to the next one, which I, of course, have snuck ahead of myself and baited up a little bit. I think we'll finally give up on that bait. Well munched. That's the rods out in our third swim. I do really fancy this. We've got quite deep water there, a bit of a tree causing a back eddy, and about 70-80 yards of nothing but trees down this bank here. No one can fish it. And I've always done well in spots like this. If I bait it up a little bit, put a nice smelly dead bait at the top of it, you know, it can pull a lot of fish, because no doubt there's pike there. I've probably walked past them already. I can't see there not being a pike in all those trees. So we've got a nice fresh smelly lamprey on that right hand rod. All I've done is cut the little horrible tail bit off and then put the rest of it on. And then we've got that roach, which is actually kind of buoyant, so that's popping up a little bit on the left rod. Yeah, I'm feeling this one. One more fish, that'd be cool. Left hand rod, left hand rod. Some weight there again. Not really. They all feel big. Oh god, no. Whoa, when did you ever see pike do that? Like a barbel move. Come on, out you come. Over the other line. Jumped the other rod. I'm in a mess. It jumped the other rod. Oh my god. Popped up roach. Boom! Spot on. Let's get that one out first, I'd say. Barely hooked. He didn't say it was going to rain. It's such a lie. Oh, that's not bad. Right, let's not lip it if we don't have to. Oh, that's pretty good. It's chucking it down. I've got no brolly. I didn't want to carry it all this way. I'd say that's more like 7. Yeah, that's chunky. It's actually got some girth to it. Much finer condition than the first one, to be fair. Oh my god, this is keeping the fish wet. You're lovely, mate. Thank you. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Perfect hook in. Popped up roach. You know, I didn't really rate roach as a dead bait. I've always liked sea baits because
It's almost like my carp fishing. I like to use something that stands out. You know, not match for hatch, but sometimes it's what works. That's cool. Good job, I've got another bag of them in the freezer. Right, let's get this fish back. Get this good fish back. Actually a bit of weight there. I think I've maybe underestimated that one, but doesn't matter, does it? And this one was crazy, so I think it's gonna go quite easily. Let's see. There you go, get your nose out of there. As soon as this one smells freedom, it's gonna be off. There we are. Oh, wrong way, mate. Idiot. I'm just going to recast. I've run out of roach, but what I do have are these perfect little herrings. I think they're a different species. I believe these are skipjack herrings. Oh, just an Apache. Yeah, look how silver they are and how deep they are. They also feel a little bit firmer than the Atlantic herrings. I think that's what they are anyway, but they look perfect. I've got a couple of packs of them, so that is what's going out. We've run out of time, so we'll get wound in and get out of here. The geese are going crazy. Okay, that's me all packed away and ready for the very long walk back to the car, but I only got myself to blame there. I thought I was fishing somewhere else today. Yeah, really successful that. Great to catch 2 fish, and you couldn't call either of those fish small. They were proper decent sized fish, you know. Whenever you can come out this time of year and catch fish that are both over 5 pounds, you know, our second one was more like 8, I believe. It was brilliant, and the fight on both of them just crazy. So yeah, really happy with that. Thank you for sticking with me. And yeah, there should be some good videos coming up. I'm not going to come back here for a couple of trips. I'll fish elsewhere. And also my dad texted me today to ask if I could take him fishing. He hasn't fished in the UK for about 5 years now, so yeah, looking forward to that. I'll probably go to a commercial or something, but we'll still give it a go. Yeah, really happy with how today went. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more to come, and I'll see you next time.